but also still fully denies you out. Like if Chen's just there, can you really fight into them? They still have Shadow Fiend left in the mid lane. They want to build off of what minus armor they have. Thought the hero played pretty well for them. I think he's pretty strong right now. He works okay in combination with Dark CIS. They could go for like a... No, well, that's not going to work, actually. If we have Sniper... Phew. It ain't easy. Maybe they go back towards a different position 4 and run the Venge carry. Try and fight a little bit earlier. About the Alk, a BZZ classic, up against him.
Ten seconds remaining.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely one of the best eggs that you don't buy, really. I've heard a lot of people talking about Alk up against Lone Druid as well. Just saying that it's decent up against them. You're just so tanky. You can help close the gap on them. You have the concoction too in the later stages, and then the radiance and whatnot for your missed chance. Just overall, pretty solid hero up against the bear. A little bit of minus armor to help you bring him down a little bit faster too.
5 seconds.
What a hero. What a time. LQ, they're going to try and do it. They ban out the Shadow Demon their own, so the LQ can't get it. That would have been an interesting look. What about Ricky? Is that something that could work?
Dark CIS Ricky? Yeah, I think Lone Druid is just too fast though. Try and like smoke cloud him, he'll just like run out of it. Seems obnoxious. They don't really have the best ways to keep him in it.
I guess that it's also just going to be a heavy push, so maybe they need something like a coddle to pressure the waves out.
5 seconds.
I don't know. Very tough.
It's hard to decide exactly if you want to still go for this Venge core, if they want to go back and towards something else.
5
There's no real
LQ.
There's really not a one hero that answers it all. Maybe. Okay.
All right. Interesting. So we'll have our enchant up against the Chen. Can grab a couple creeps. We already know what the helms do. There are a ton of creeps coming from this strategy. I think I've seen it somewhere before. Looks so familiar. It's almost like we just saw it last game.
Yeah.
And it worked pretty damn well.
10
so we'll see if this will be enough here. So Venge Core can fight early. Rubik, decent at the beginning. Just needs level 6 and he can be very relevant. Enchantress needs a little bit going. I find Enchantress struggles a lot with that little mid-game phase. Like, if she snowballs super hard, like FNG did last game, maybe she can get Dragonlance, get a couple more kills, and get into that next item, be it just like an urn or even going straight for the Aghanim Scepter. But Clockwork is brutal against Enchantress. Really do not want to get caught in there as Enchantress. He can't do anything, and he has plenty of magic damage to help deal with her too. I would say less likely. I think the team spirit draft is even game draft. It have the minus armor from the Venge as well as the Alchemist, but really it's probably not going to be that relevant. They don't have the most physical damage to stack on top of it. Just from those two heroes themselves, they don't have a vacuum combination unless they're going to Centaur Stomp from an Enchantress creep. There's really nothing else. They don't have a good Iron Shell hero besides the Alchemist, and he probably won't be joining the earliest fights.
It almost makes me wonder if maybe LQ are going to go for some type of an early push draft with like Alchemist going for a Blink or Shadow Blade or something and trying to get involved early. We've seen more of that in some professional games where it's Alex trying to go for battle builds.
Yeah, like the Armlet. I've seen SNY a couple times in South America, although not too many people building that item anymore. Something along those lines. We'll have to see. Certainly going to need that D push early on from the Acid Spray, which would be very helpful. Acid Spray, Fade Bolt. Sadly, that's about it. Counter push, kind of risky. Like if Enchantress is trying to get things done in the other lane, maybe she doesn't join because she's just got some creeps and she's trying to pressure while they hold back. They could just like TP in the Clockwork. DK Phobos just waits and waits and waits, then just goes for a hook shot, and then the rotations come through. Speaking of which, DK Phobos already getting it started.
Oh no, that, yeah, well, that's why you don't walk uphill there. And, well, the Rubik, he's naturally a good answer to the Clockwork oftentimes, but ended up being at that time. Very unfortunate. Tell me a little bit about this matchup of Chen versus Enchantress. What should we be on the lookout for? What's the sort of biggest deal?
Hot potato creeps.
The battle begins.
That's pretty much it, right? Enchantress, the enchant gets a decent cooldown. 30 seconds, 24, 18, 12. And then Chen. Typically, your Enchantress is the one that ends up being like the responder for the most part. She can obviously have more creeps right off the bat, so she's a little bit more effective early. She can grab one creep, wait a bit, grab her second one, and then rotate in for a gank. She's really good with Mud Golems too. You can like set up this play where they expire right after the stun, and then you get the next couple stuns too. They can just be like a solo 4-man gank almost. It's kind of crazy. They're just going to be trying to play their little game as that ward gets spotted out here. Sunlight comes in trying to be sneaky, but they already have one down to the Radiant. So that'll pester Lollic's rotations.
And unfortunately, Lollic picks up a Wildwing Ripper. Normally can be kind of effective for pushing and applying a base amount of harassment, but early on, you want to be able to get creeps that actually do stuff. And I guess you could throw out the Tornado, which is kind of decent. Do you think that you need to just sort of try and find another one if you're Enchantress now?
Generally, when you get the Wildwing Ripper first, you want to look for a stack and then farm it up. I'm not sure what happened here, but he didn't end up getting it. Okay, so he's going to go for the second one. He's going to go for a Purge creep and use that smoke to try and get the play. Now, knowing that the ward... Well, I guess she doesn't really know the ward's there, but this kind of deceptively makes Iceberg feel safer than he actually is because of this ward being here.
Okay, well, here's the rotation in. They have the Purge, gonna get the slow, but immediately running them away. Savage Roar, pretty good spell. Still the Tornado chasing after the right clicks, and Iceberg is gonna go down. That Purge creep, too freaking good.
Yep, not able to kill it off fast enough. Very nicely done. That's so funny. Like the ward actually killed him there.
Under attack.
If he didn't have that ward, he might have been playing safer.
And now Chen is going to come in and try and mess around with Lollic a little bit. They will be able to get the creep taken back again, so very frustrating, I'm sure. And doesn't even end up... I think he was able to break the Clarity, or the Clarity expired on Enchantress, so she's going to be full mana and still causing issues.
And while we've been paying attention to that, the side lanes have seen a couple rotations. Bottom lane, speaking of which, blow your brain. Cogs and
back
Flare.
out. That is a problem. The damage is going to be coming out. Oh, he broke through the creeps, but, well, is going to end up being able to walk out. It was a little sketchy there because he broke through the cogs, but was still blocked by the trees.
Nice little save there from Sunlight. So what we saw was they went with an aggro try, which makes sense when you're running a greedier support duo like Earth Spirit and Chen. You want to try and pressure in onto the Luna and try and force her out, but now that they've actually rotated DK Phobos to the bottom lane and they sent Luna up top here, BZZ actually pretty safe position right now. He's farming near his tower, he's a shrine up and available, and a pretty happy Luna.
We'll be a little bit pressured here by Funnick, who's trying to cause some harm with his Dark Seer. But it shouldn't be too easy for him to make a lot of pressure here for BZD, who's going to get most of these creeps underway. But whole time Vance
play too, just because Chen is a creep that can't rotate with the TPs. Like you have to actually walk, right? Because your creeps can't come with you. So it's difficult for them to respond to Funnick's pressure here. Getting a little greedy now, though. He's been doing it for quite a while, and the walk has come.
They're making it.
Very greedy.
Well, Lucent Beam connects, damage coming in. They have the penance as well, able to hit the long-range shot from that Shockwave. Satyr Tormentor, they find the kill.
All right, rotation secured. He got the heroes over, I guess. Pressured up there and has himself a soul ring, but that's a little bit given away on that one from Funnick. Bottom lane, they're trying to make the same rotation through here, but suddenly can't quite get the grab. I got it.
Oh, that's really unfortunate. They're going to pull him back in. The clap is going to connect, and, well, DK Phobos is going to drop. They lost the Satyr Tormentor at the end there, but it didn't matter. They still had enough. Find that kill. Early rotations here.
That's good, though. This was what was it, like almost 6-0 at one point last game? The side of Team Spirit. So already 2-2, things looking a lot more even. Warlock even going to get a little bit of farm here with the Centaur before it dissipates.
And the big thing...
held there.
Big thing too that you can see is that it's Finem almost dead. It's down to 18 HP. I think that he is going to end up falling here. There's no way out, and they end up taking that kill. So the thing I was going to mention is that you can see the CS, at least it feels a lot more even across the board for LQ, and this Enchantress is going to be a force to be reckoned with as the game goes on. Already having a really good start.
Yeah, and it's meant FNG hasn't been able to rotate mid either. Just all the pressure top from Finem and then the pressure bottom from Lolik means that Scandal's left alone. He can actually have a chance to farm up this game. He's not getting ganked nonstop, and he'll be a rather happy Alchemist. He doesn't have any stacks going. He's already cleared out one of his camps, but it's not too bad. Stacks aren't really the biggest concern these days anyway with the new 2-minute spawn.
Yeah, they're sort of the cherry on top, and well, they're already having a really good time. As the game goes on, we get towards that mid game. How do you feel about the two sides facing off against each other? Is there one team that you feel like maybe has a bit of an easier time going in towards the fights we're going to see?
Yeah, I'd be looking towards Team Spirit for sure. Chen definitely starts to outpace Enchantress at that point in terms of like the creeps and everything, because he just has 3. Like right now, FNG's already got 3 points up in a Holy Persuasion. Doing a great job so far, already level 5. He's like have more experience right now than the Dark CIS, so he's gonna be able to apply a lot more pressure. He Finem tries to be all cute, like eye and shell the enemy creep, and FNG's like, dude, I am like way too good for this. Come on. You think like? You think he's gonna micro around or something? He kills so creeps. I don't know. That's really stupid to me. But anyway.
Yeah, he ends up taking it down, but a little bit questionable. It's fine, I'm sure.
Anyway, so the tower goes down. Turns out that play didn't work, but the combination of FNG just having these 3 creeps always at the ready, and the fact that DK Phobos is going to have his hook shot soon. So we're going to be looking towards him to really set things off for them. The mobility of a Clockwork and Vanscore here on this Earth Spirit, very strong. Don't really have the same thing at LQ. They're going to play very reactionary, looking for a Dark CIS that's not farmed enough to have anything close to a mechanism, which means the pressure is going to be difficult to deal with. He doesn't have a lot of turnaround potential, and he doesn't even have the levels for Vacuum Wall. He's still 6 here and holding to see if he can maybe get himself up to 7 or 8 there and actually get to Wall.
Oh, and they found Blow Your Brain, and, well, catch him in the cogs. A lot of damage being dealt out. Battery Assault as well, and they actually might be able to kill off DK Phobos before they're able to get the kill into Blow Your Brain. Still dropping low. They bring in the Chain Lightning creep. You thought you were ganking me. Think again. Blow Your Brain takes the kills.
So good for that right there. That would have helped Clockwork get to 6. He could have just been home and then right out going for another hookshot gank. And that likely would have been Alchemist they'd be hunting for. And that just gets totally neutered. So now 3-4. Iceberg's been given some space in the mid lane now thanks to those kills. Vanscore rotates in.
Well, I was thinking about the way that these next couple of fights are going to end up working out, and one thing I've been noticing, Earth Spirit's been pretty heavily underleveled so far, only level 3, and doesn't look to be going up that much further. They're going to go on to Finem over here to the side. The battle is still going on for DK Phobos. It looks like they are going to be able to bring down Finem as Vanscore is going to run him down. Lolik takes down DK Phobos, so multiple kills all across the map, and now it looks like just a 1-for-1 trade with the offlaners.
Again, though, those kills, they are still giving space to Iceberg. Like, they just keep killing this Clockwork, and Iceberg's all right, well, at least I'm getting mid-tower. It's still a win for sure for LQ, but at least Iceberg, he is abusing it, using the power of the Lone Druid. So phase boots, ridiculously speedy. Well, when they're not activated, he is 462. When he activates them, 536 at 8 minutes. That's faster than haste runes were pre 7.0. That's so insane.
Yeah, this hero is crazy.
It's actually so stupid. Let him go. He's like top lane already. You look away for a second, he's like TPing.
Yeah. It's pretty nuts. He's so quick, and like the survivability the bear offers as well. Tier 2 towers down there in the top lane. It looks like LQ are getting set up and trying to bait out this Alchemist. See if Team Spirit realize that something fishy is going on. They back out. Invis rune popped, and It looks like that's going to be the end of it. Don't want to intercept their bounds. But might run into FNG. Sunlight spotting them. Instead, it's Lone Druid in the mid lane. They have the swap back. There's the... No, they don't get the stun off. And the rest of the team went off to the side for the Chen, so a little bit of miscommunication going on between LQ as to who they're prioritizing.
Yeah. Despite his last hits, Player Brain's pretty poor. I mean, it's getting a little bit better now, I suppose, but like I'm surprised 1-0-3, and he's still 700 gold behind this Luna. On the last hit, so he's only like 4 shy, but he's not really close to the Helm. I guess now he'll at least get into his Gloves of Haste. I assume he'll go Helm. And we'll have basically battle of the creep armies this game between Enchantress, Venge, and then Chen Luna.
Yeah. I mean, it's good and all for them to be able to take him down and kill off the creeps, definitely. But it feels like, you know, the higher priority kill might have been the others. DK Phobos is going to try and run down Scandal. This feels rather bold. I guess with Iceberg showing up, though, it might be able to be enough. Nah, he's back out.
There's like no way you get that kill with the armlet up. Maybe he was hoping the ulti was off cooldown. Then that could have been, or rather on cooldown, I suppose. Maybe it would have been possible then.
Well, Scandal going to go pick up the bounty runes around the map. Make sure that he can continue to accelerate his farm. Is still ways away from his Radiance, but the rest of his team is making space for himself. Considering how heavily push-oriented this Team Spirit draft is, they have not been able to take down as many towers as I would have imagined. Tier 1 still in the bottom lane as well as the Tier 2 mid. Top lane is just where the majority of that pressure has been applied.
I don't know, man. It's 10.5 minutes. They've done quite a bit. I gotta say,
I guess that's true.
That whole top lane, that mid-tier one.
I guess I'm comparing it to how bad it went last time.
That's true. I'll give you that.
It was awful.
Yeah, that's pretty painful. Well, now Iceberg's just running at you. What do you do with this? Look at this hero.
Oh, God. Yeah, that hurts. That's a lot of damage. Sunlight drops.
Look at the range. Look at him attack this creep.
Oh, my God.
Sniper? Question. Nice deny. Yo, Lolic. Sick plays. Uh-oh.
Oh,
that's a DD.
And over to the side. They found him. Well,
he doesn't have untouchable.
Deny comes at a cost. No untouchable points at this point for the Enchantress. They found Funnick as well. The Silence, the Eclipse, it all comes out. They get that kill as well. All right, well, I was just talking about how things weren't so terrible for LQ, and now Team Spirit are grouping up, and it is just really tough for them to make this work.
Yeah, definitely a riskier build here, I would say, from the Enchantress, opting for... You're gonna, like, I understand, by leveling up Enchant, you're gonna have a lower cooldown there, so you can apply more pressure with a bunch of creeps and try and fight that way. A lot of the damage from Team Spirit is magical anyway. It's not gonna make that much of a difference. Like, what are you gonna do? You're not gonna stop Glaives with Untouchable. They're just gonna target someone else. They're gonna bounce on you. So the value of it is relatively low, but we're also not really seeing the value out of the Hero Slow or the Enchants coming out from Lolic.
God, that was so close to a kill onto Iceberg, but Savage Roar again just causing issues, and now he's back up to full HP again, and he's going to spot Sunlight.
That's what happens here, right?
Possibly. Over to the side, they're chasing Funnick, looking for it. Sunlight getting ran down, right clicks abound. JK, to find that kill.
Don't need root.
God. What a freaking hero. Look at this guy run. This is absurd. In the meantime, they weren't able to kill off Darkseer, but the pressure is going to be mounted in this bottom lane.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Something else, man. Doesn't even have his Maelstrom yet. That's what Rubik just had the stolen rabbit and was like, oh yeah, I'm fast too. Should be fine. Not so much.
Is he going to kill off Scandal here? They're looking for a root. Is
Root
going
Lord?
to be able to find it. Scandal. On the other side, there's a battle going on. They are going to end up getting the stun, and that's going to be the Armlet toggle for the win. It doesn't look like they were able to find a kill on anybody except for the Venge. Vacuum back onto Iceberg. 2 caught. The moment they're trying to finish him off, the chase continues, but look, not able to do it. They have the Purge creep now as well. That's going to slow him down. Oh no. Wallach is going to drop double now for BZZ, and everything's starting to fall apart for LQ.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
That range is actually absurd. I wonder if that was part of their idea with the Enchantress too, was that they were hoping that they could utilize the, like, abuse the fact Lone Druid is trying to be so far away. Like, if he turned and threw an impetus there, maybe it would do enough damage, but Iceberg's so fast he could just, like, walk towards her as it's, like, coming at him and probably negate the chances of that even working.
Dire's bottom tower Radiant's middle
It's nuts.
That was a nice play as well, though. I want to say, Iceberg, yeah, you're playing the mega OP hero, but pretty skilled there. Opting, when he almost had that kill on Scandal, he waited till he was really low before he went for that fear play, trying to stop him from going for the armlet toggle. Wasn't quite enough.
Yeah, that is a rather nice little well as being able to play around that. And I was wondering if it was going to be quite enough time where Al ended up stunning himself too, but it didn't look like that was going to happen.
Yeah, luckily.
Time to pressure tier 2 bottom.
Is that it? Oh no, we still have the tier 2 mid. Okay, close
Radiant's
one.
top tower is
That
under
was,
attack.
that was pretty
Not
scary.
looking great.
No, it's really not. The Radiant's 400, so almost there.
Yeah, and that is when things start to turn around again. If they still hold high ground when Alk has Radiance, how much does that sort of scare Team Spirit?
I think you need a tier 2 with that Radiance. If you don't have a tier 2 left, I think this game's over.
Okay.
Like they need the tier 2 because they need their shrines to at least have some presence around this map. Be able to respond to ganks if DK Phobos went for something. If you don't have your shrines, you don't have control over your jungle. You don't have any sort of assistance that can come from your allies. You don't have any way for Enchantress to at least try and grab some creeps to maybe fight back. And the Roche should be the side of Team Spirits now. The fact they're getting this before the Radiance is brutal. It just comes up now. Gets a 1350 for the recipe. And that flare will even spot them. Roche, or rather doing the Ancients.
And Phobos does also have a hook shot if he wants to use it in the next little engagement that comes following this. But yeah, Elk Radiance online. I've also been seeing Chen pick up a couple of these little creeps for the aura, the cloak aura, an extra 5% on top of it. Not bad.
Immortality.
At least. Or rather heroes, excuse me. 20% for creeps. Wow, that's going to be making high ground a hell of a lot better.
Pretty damn good.
If I'm not mistaken, that does stack fully with each other, right?
Yeah, the cloak auras? Yeah.
Yeah. As I ended up missing a kill up in the top lane. They take down the Enchantress. Nice, quick, and easy one. No hook shot necessary. He also has a
Sick
veil, by the
build.
way.
Yeah, that is awesome. Oh, what a cool build. Makes sense. Get a little bit of armor from the last
God.
armor. That's it.
Oh, Scandal, no, not like this.
Oh, wait.
Oh, the stun. He's just going to end up dropping. And, well, that was the Radiance. Now they've also found Blow Your Brain, the slowdown, the catch. Can they get it? Vanscore looking for the kick. Isn't going to be able to find it as the haste are in a little bit too much to catch Venge. Oh, maybe. Never mind. Iceberg is on the hunt. Trying to catch up Blow Your Brain. Not going to happen.
Meanwhile, F&G just ditches that party.
Is under attack.
I'm gonna go get a tower, guys.
I mean, if he wanted to, you could just go for like max cloak auras in this, and your creep wave would never die from Alchemist Radiance. I don't know if it's good. It's something they could do.
Tower has fallen.
Yeah, I'm sure it's already gonna be pretty damn good. Like they can't even burst down the waves that easily. Between the armor auras and whatnot.
Under attack.
Oh, actually, they don't have a mech yet, do they? So I guess no armor aura quite yet. FG, we'll see if he gets greedy. Goes for anything bigger than a mechanism, but at this point, he's
like
gonna go
lads.
for lads. Talking of armor auras, perfect.
Oh, Vanscore throws out a stun and only connects on a Blow Your Brain. Silence onto a couple, and well, there's the rollout for the moment, but they are going to leave the creeps here. They do not quite finish it off. They're still controlling everybody here. It's Iceberg getting very big for his britches. The vacuum back into him and is going to end up dropping. So bit of a turnaround now. Team Spirit maybe a bit too far afoot. BZZ also going to be controlled. They drop the wall onto him. Aegis now down, and Scandal might be able to run him down. Looks like for the moment they're just going to be content with the kill onto BZZ as he is going to be finally brought down. Well, denied now. Not going to happen.
Phobos goofed that fight majorly. He was down here by this camp, and that whole thing was supposed to be kickstarted by him hook-shotting in this way, on this angle, and he hooked these creeps.
Oh.
So that's why there's suddenly just like a Luna and a Lone Druid with no one in between them. If he gets hooked in there and he gets the cogs online, everyone is just dead, because there's no way you get to that Lone Druid. He kills everyone, and you lose. So a little bit of a mistake, but capitalization there from LQ will result in them getting a tower in the mid lane.
That is something they desperately need. And also more space for Alchemist to farm, honestly. He's going to have his Boots of Travel up soon. And this is at least the path to getting back into this one. Still very, very long road ahead. How do you see the next couple of minutes playing out for each of these teams?
Well, the fact that I guess they get those kills now means that at least they'll keep one shrine, but they did get the shrine. So it's still difficult to stay out on the map right now as LQ. They have to be very scared. Our Clockwork, DK Phobos does have his Blade Mail now online. Boots of Travel out there from Scandal. Maybe that'll help him get up and towards that Manta. If he can keep it going from there, perhaps life will be good enough. But what's the end game scaling here for LQ? You're up against Lone Druid and Luna, as well as the global presence of a Clockwork, like that massive range that he has, as well as the range of an Earth Spirit from Vansport here to follow up, who's also building into a Blink Dagger, which just means that taking control of this map still leaves you pretty vulnerable. The massive reach that comes from all of Team Spirit, on top of the fact that you have a Lone Druid that hits from like a billion miles away and scales ridiculously.
Oh. You walk uphill into Vanscore. Still a lot of damage being dealt with that Magnetize, but the swap back in below your brain, they find another kill now into BZZ. So everything not looking amazing at this point. Let's drop down some cogs. I think that they were underneath a ward or something when that smoke happened. It looked like they just caught the edge of it, maybe.
Yeah, there's this ward in here. They're just goofing. They're like not playing to the advantage that they have and giving a little bit away here. It's steep decline in the overall net worth as well, from 7,500 now coming down to closer to like 4 or even 3K. And items will start popping up here on the dire side. We got a blink on our Rubik. Okay, we do have Mjolnir on Lone Druid. That's kind of scary. But we'll eventually have a Hurricane Pike as well here for Lolok, which should help him not only close the gap on some people, but even possibly snipe away on that Lone Druid. Outrange the Lone Druid. It can be done.
Oh my god. Sounds pretty insane. And also, you mentioned earlier, the impetus will make a pretty big difference. It's sort of like you were saying, that extra little way to deal with his massive movement speed is played against him.
Yeah, the problem is they don't have any way to keep vision on Iceberg. They don't have like a Slardar or something. So if you try and go for this massive range as Lolok, he's just gonna like run behind a tree, and then you won't even be able to get off your bonus attacks. It's a little disappointing. They have to like wave a terror over him or something.
Well, it's getting closer and closer to that mana style for Scandal, and this is where things do become more terrifying. DK Phobos, of course, Blade Mail there, as well as the Veil. It's a lot of items that are built towards like ending the game right now, it feels like. With the exception, obviously, of Iceberg and Luna, but to watch this very carefully over the next few minutes. If you're LQ, what's the sort of way that you go about this? Who's your dream initiation target? Oh, they might just run to Vanscore, actually. Lift, swap, something? Hello? They get the silence onto two of them. All right. Weird. Fine. Just right-click each other. Do it. In the mid lane, they are going on to Lolok.
Top lane, Scandal.
They are actually not going to be able to kill off DK Phobos, who does have that Blade Mail already activated. Scandal is not going to die here as they find the kill in the mid lane. So battle's going on all over the place. Very weird movement by Team Spirit.
Well, they closed out that shrine. So, yeah, we're getting there. Probably going to start looking towards vision and pressure as Scandal again gets caught here. The fear this time. Not going to... Nope. Concoct himself. Not going to go for kill thanks to the backup here.
Well, they vacuum back in. Iceberg swapping him. That's a dead Lone Druid. Team Spirit are not looking super slick right now. What's...
I don't know.
What's happening?
They're like crumbling until next Roche or something.
Okay.
I'm like, they're trying to abuse the map with a Lone Druid. This is what we see everyone do with this hero because they just like, oh, I'm invincible because I can just call people and Savage Roar myself. And he was invincible, but he got a little bit too greedy. Now, nice hook shot though from DK Phobos.
They are going to be able to pop the Manta right away. And yeah, no way out. So he bought his Manta style at the very least before he died, but this might be the time to go if you're Team Spirit.
As well as the fact that like that's what closing down the shrines does. That just means that if you're anywhere in here, you're just dead if you're caught by DK Phobos. There's no TP rotations, there's no Venge, swap, or save unless they're all together. Definitely the moment they're waiting for. And that was the last time likely that you're going to kill this Lone Druid, not see him right away again, as he is level 17. By the time he's 20, he gets the absolutely absurd and will be nerfed minus 50 respawn reduction. There's no way that stays if this guy keeps being lonely druid with no requirements of his bear.
Yeah. Oh, I like this as well. All getting some damage out there. And Rubik. Oh, Rubik stole Holy Persuade, and that's pretty good. As if they can somehow manage to survive this push. And also send the creeps back at each other really effectively.
Dire's middle tower.
Go over those.
Nice, gets catapult.
That's a great spell to steal. My goodness.
Like, saved his own catapult for being stolen by this gen. Yeah, that is a pretty handy one. The Radiant... Oh, they're scanning. Alright, interesting scan. I guess they thought maybe they were fully chasing.
We'll take that.
Possibility.
Okay, well, tower down. And now we wait for Roche. That'll leave this pretty wide open.
My thrift rewarded.
Yeah. I'm feeling like LQ are pulling themselves back into us. And, you know, while we talked about the sort of not great late game of LQ, it does feel like with the Alchemist, it kind of changes that back over a bit more into their favor. I don't know, would you be worried at this point if you're Team Spirit about actually closing out this game?
I'd maybe be a little concerned if I didn't get the next Roche. If it got stolen from me and snuck out, then I'd have to start considering, like, okay, guys, like, whoa, slow down. What is our game plan right now? What are we doing? Like, do we need to be smoking right now? Because right now they're not considering, like, team tactical objectives. It's more just individual efforts of, oh, I'm going to go farm bottom. Okay, I'm going to push top. It's not like, okay, we need to smoke up and find these bastards. Right now it's poking up here on the Dire side.
Yeah, speaking of farm and bottom, they jump in, immediately take down FNG, and well, BZZ is here as well. This is not looking like it could be very good. They pop the immediate BKB, the Eclipse down as well on a Funnick. Lots of damage going in. It looks like Bullybrain able to escape from the cogs for the moment, but still silenced up, and Scandal in the midst of all of them running down Iceberg. Can they get the kill? Oh, the catch with that Earth Spirit able to keep alive the lone druid. That was so close to being completely disastrous. Still, though, they lose their Luna and the Chen, and Roche is going to be back up now.
Man, that Holy Persuasion actually just did so much work. All the stolen creeps, thanks to Sunlight. They really tanked up that Eclipse. Didn't have a big impact there, so the BKB massive fight-winning moment there from Luna never really came. Gold gets handed over, a tower is gone, items purchased from the Dire. Now Roche again comes back to this big question mark.
Yeah, this is a very, very scary moment for Team Spirit. And they've been looking good in the previous one, looking good all game early on. And this ticking time bomb of an Alchemist, I mean, it's not as insane as it was before, but the hero can get out of control. And now with no Eclipse, I mean, can they go and contest Roche if we just see LQ move into there?
Yeah, I don't think Eclipse really matters. I mean, look at this Lone Druid, dude.
All right, okay, yeah.
He almost killed that guy.
And still might almost. Right, there's the blink away. That was scary.
Nice surge there from from Funnick, rather. Saved the day. See if they want to smoke up and get aggressive here. We have Hurricane Pike as well as Helm on our Revenge, so Blade Brain. Pretty beefy, pretty tanky. They're definitely grouping. And here it is, the Roche battle. Double catapults coming in here. We got some creeps. It is a party in the pit.
This is just the new game now. You see these little creeps running at each other all the time, and all that happens.
I think it's nice to see Dota really come back to its roots, you know? Much more of an RTS game.
There you go.
So much micro you need across the map. You get this big army. Everyone gets a secondary creep.
Preaching to the choir here. I love that stuff. And plus side, it makes Boots of Travel all the better as well, who, you know, Alchemists can get into the fight now if they need to. So they kind of don't need to be that worried about it. Rubik has run out of Holy Persuasion, unfortunately. But if we're starting to think, when is the point where Aghanim Scepters start coming out? We're still a long ways off, right? Yeah.
We still need that next item. Looks like the Shiva's Guard. Very, very, very good this game. Luna, Lone Druid, as well as all the Chen creeps. Even just the Clockwork. This is a sick game. Shiva's Guard. It's also always mega value whenever you have Octarine Core. Used to be always the split between AC and Shiva's Guard. It was kind of like 50-50. At this point, I would say it's more like 70-30. I think the cooldown reduction on Shiva's Guard, the fact that that's not something that you get when you have an AC, just unless it's like massively needed from the physical damage, the Shiva's Guard is almost always going to be better and more beneficial for your team. And as you point out, that boost of travel fact is actually really big for this kind of a game time where we end up with this big Roche fight where everyone's just kind of sitting around Roche waiting for one person to commit so then they can punish all their AoE spells. No one can abuse that right now on the Radiant side, whereas all these Helm creeps, as long as they aren't able to like kill the creep Scandal's coming in on, he will be there for that fight. And meanwhile, he's going to be gaining gold this entire time. So delaying this favorite here.
Yeah, he's sort of, I mean, Alchemist is good as impersonating heroes. He used to impersonate Naga, now he's impersonating Spectre, being able to farm across the map while all the other stuff is going on.
That's right, there you go. Yeah. Downside, I would say, for LQ, though, is they didn't opt for a blink onto Finem. He's gone for a much more defensive build. He went mech and pipe, which is great. He's super tanky and definitely helping out during these eclipses. Going to help the armies that were there from the Enchantress and Sunlight losing out on his Holy Persuasion means he doesn't have his own army this time. But not being able to blink into the pit could really hurt them here. Not sure how they're going to be able to initiate without Team Spirit just leaving.
Have to keep our eyes on it, checking through the talents. There's not a whole lot that's super unexpected, at least as of now. Curious to see if the Enchantress goes for the max heal ones, but getting in position now to come and fight this. They have the Alchemist who's showing up, taking down Roshan. Quick bit of damage, a nice... They didn't get that Roche, whereas for Team Spirit they sort of had to do it, and I'm wondering if this switch back is going to continue where the game continues to go into LQ's favor.
Perhaps. The MKB is coming in for Iceberg. I don't know if they're going to end up waiting for that, but more than likely they're just going to try and push in mid with this Aegis. I still feel pretty good about Team Spirit.
Okay.
I think they're still on top for now. Look at that net worth too. Like they got a nice little block up there near the top. Sure, Alk is up there for sure, but Chen very rich, even above his own clockwork now.
It's sort of like I feel like there's this two just really huge factors in this game. Lone Druid is just absurd, but so too is Alchemist. And every time I see this here, I don't think I've seen an Alk game where he's lost in like 3 weeks or something crazy like that.
Wasn't he like 70-some% win rate in Star Ladder?
He had an 87% win rate by the end of it. 87%. Like, what?
Pretty good.
But maybe this is the game. Team Spirit certainly have the tools with which to make it happen.
Now I like this. Scandal chilling around with his friends. And it'll be a 5-man commitment top. Blurbrain waddles himself over there, but likewise down bottom. And certainly a little bit faster here from the Radiant. Oh, this is a play Dephobos. He's going to look for some TP cancels here. He wants to see them all show, but they're not going to. Oh, that would have been absolutely massive. They actually committed that tower and he's able to cancel some of them.
He does have eyes on Sunlight here, who's going to be going for the TP now. And I guess it's gonna mean Team Spirit don't want to pressure the tower too much. So, at least for now, holding off. You can see that as far as LQ are concerned, they're going for this wave clear items. You've got yourself a Maelstrom picked up on the Vengeful Spirit.
I can't believe how disastrous that could have. I was like so sad that play didn't happen because I would have been so hyped. He actually canceled like important TPs back to base. Yeah, I like the Maelstrom pickup. Just a little bit more help there. I mean, Scandal doesn't necessarily have to be there for them to push pretty fast. And quite a bit of armor as well here on the Radiant side, just from all these auras from the Chen. No pipe yet, so the magic damage will be a little bit more beneficial.
Also tell now, Funnick going back for that aggressive item you were looking for before. Has his Blink Dagger done. Now, really buyback status, they're not going to have it on anybody except for the Alchemist. So one fight is what they get. And he's actually going to be going back for a BKB now. I'm sure he can stay alive in these engagements.
I can't really afford to be blocked out by cogs or anything. Make sure he can get in there. eat his way through those things with that attack speed. Something Alk's pretty good at, as long as he has the BKB.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, back when Clockwork was god tier and
Radiant's
just to
bottom tower
pierce
is under
the
attack.
BKB, you could just lane against Lifestealers and laugh at them. Good times. Good times for Clockwork.
Yeah, that was not something that I would want to face off against. I mean, the Aghanims here is also really good. Thinking about how the next couple of team fights can play out. Basically being able to initiate, cause that disruption that we saw like near the Roche pit. There's a TP away by the Earth Spirit. Does not want to run into an Alchemist in the jungle, but they're just giving him so much space and time. The plus side is that Lone Druid is also getting insane.
Yeah.
And the MKB is now done, as well as getting close to that buyback.
I really hope this game goes another like 7 or 8 minutes here so that I can see DK Phobos get an Octarine Core, because that seems absolutely disgusting with a Veil and a Blade Mail, reducing those cooldowns plus all his spells and the lifesteal. Oh, that seems amazing.
Oh, well, he found one onto Below Your Brain, the pushback. They have the cogs to lift him out of it, and maybe DK Phobos has overstepped his bounds a little bit. They are on top of him, though. And the bear chasing the right clicks almost brings down Vengeful Spirit. Below Your Brain. Really low HP.
That's your carry.
God damn.
Does so much damage.
Iceberg,
Very
what a
little
monster.
commitment as well.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, we must be close as Aegis, and there it goes. So 344 until our next one. That's a very
Pretty
early spawn.
time. Yeah. I still am thinking, as well as this game goes on, that for LQ, like Scandal right into the middle of them, the amount of damage that Lone Druid is now dealing is really becoming terrifying. And that's not to really even mention what Luna has going for herself. Is not a ton of DPS as of yet, but building towards that butterfly.
Smoke go play. Vanscore's gonna find them all. He blinks away.
Oh, jump to it in time. And now I think that they get out. Trying to surge forward. Funnick has a
being
blink.
greedy.
Okay, Bear is there as well. Funnick vacuums onto the Bear at the very least. Sunlight found Iceberg. They have a lift available if they want to use it. Saving it for the moment. They turn to fight Sunlight. It was never meant to be. Funnick also going to end up dropping. Oh, wow. All right. They weren't quite in position, and now he might just end up turning onto the rest of it. Switches over to Bear form. Is going to be enough damage. Bring him down. Oh, now the buyback. Looks like the rest of Team Spirit just going to try and TP out. They can't even escape. Yeah, they're just going to be able to get out of there. Mid lane, the pressure's being mounted. BZZ turned upon. Gets the send back. He's going to survive through that. FNG. All right, they found Phobos at the very least. He is going to be the one that ends up paying for everybody else. And it ends up only being a range barracks.
Yeah, not a big deal at all. I would call that worth if I was LQ. Be pretty happy with that. I was pretty scary up top, too. Gets that Lone Druid, that BKB. 10 seconds of glory there for Iceberg. Or rather 9, I suppose. That was the second one, it seems. But it took quite a bit, but able to bring him down. Again, I think that's totally fine with LQ. As long as that melee Rex can get a little bit of chance to regen up.
Yeah, they just need to make that extra little bit of time for themselves. It does look like Alchemist now is going to be going back for the AC, has it completed, and now fully 6 slotted. We'll see if he goes for the Moonshard or tries to get some more. Swap back in. Oh, Vanscore with the blink out as the swap came. Knew exactly what was going their way, and now, Iceberg is actually left alone. They missed the hook shot going into it. Funnick dropping low, but the vacuum wall, they get the Savage Roar to keep that separation. Meanwhile, the hook shot comes in from the stolen Rubik. DK Phobos starting to drop low to Scandal. The damage is coming up, but they get another Savage Roar running away. They decide they don't want to fight this anymore. Another good boulder smash comes out. It takes down 2 as Iceberg shows no mercy at all. Oh, man.
Yeah, and that should be the death of this melee Rex almost for certain, if not more. They can probably just rotate bottom too. Darkseer knocked me back online. He's a huge part of their base defense. Scandal, okay. Phobos stalking. Oh, nice blocks. He's just making sure.
Yeah.
Not going to be any sort of play here today, guys.
Well, Eric's are gone, and now Team Spirit moving over to the other side.
Should be disgusting.
Well, they pull back in 1, and they get the stun onto the illusions, but also take down the bear.
Oh, there you go. No. Buyback forced.
Radiant's top tower is is under attack.
Well, Team Spirit going back up. It's still not a huge lead, but this lone druid is really, really hard to deal with for anybody except for the Alchemist. And honestly, Alka's not even going to have the best time either.
Yeah, the AC is definitely a little bit more offensive, I would say, just in terms of if he actually does get on the bear, he'll do a little bit more damage than if he had gone for the Shiva's Guard, as well as trying to help his allies out with the armor. It's still not easy.
And just going back for her, BKB. Yeah, it's sort of a rough spot right now for Nauk because I don't even know if he can really turn into a great force to burst him down. Like, he has to get it with he has to be able to burst through the lone druid while his BKB is up, but also like avoid all of the rest of the control that's coming from Team Spirit, which is just so hard to do.
We'll take that.
I'm not even sure what Aghanims will be the most helpful for the dire side. Probably Sunlight, to be honest. He already has a Blink Dagger. They'll probably do more than giving it to Blow Your Brain. And they're already working on one for Lolek, who could be an option in terms of overall damage, trying to deal with this lone druid, but it's already committed 1,200 gold towards it. I think if you're looking to hand one over, I'd probably be going with the Sunlight.
Blow Your Brain has a DD rune right now, but all of the rest of Team Spirit are there. Sunlight jumps forward and hits a hook shot onto a creep. Meanwhile, the hook shot onto Blow Your Brain might be able to get himself out of there. There's a 4-step backing away. FNG trying to TP out of there, or rather just make the escape, but it does look like they're going to be able to run him down. Iceberg, in the meantime, just dealing a ton of damage to the Rubik, who ended up getting, well, brought down. The big man fight, it's not looking like it's going to end up happening. Scandal is just getting destroyed by Iceberg, continuing to run him around here, and well, finally trying to TP out, run away. It's not going to happen. He's going to be brought down. Double kill for Iceberg, and the hook shot back away from the rest of the side of LQ.
Get the gem.
Radiant's
Oh,
top tower
man.
has fallen.
Oh, that's just Chen's gem being saved. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I was like looking at that fight. I was just like, yeah, where's Iceberg during this fight? He's like off the screen, just throwing right clicks. Just runs up mid here too, gonna try and pressure into another tower.
Oh god, look at this. 700 crits. And it's just not stopping.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He has enough to go back for Daedalus now if he wants it, but well, maybe Funnet can do it. Vacuum back. To no avail. You don't want to pick that fight.
They chase too. They know BKBs will be back up soon. And we just head in towards Roche. Might not check it too soon though. Again, it was a pretty early spawn. Phobos could be scanning out here every once in a while though. He continues to work it towards that Octarine.
Oh, he's gonna actually be able to ease the way towards it. Arcane Rune picked up, so 8.4 second cooldown on hook shot. Use that to farm here if you wanted to, honestly.
And Scandal is 150 gold away from Aghanims here, so we'll see who he hands it off to. Not much point holding buyback for 6 minutes. You're definitely going to farm that back up by the time that comes around.
Is there anything he could swap out here, or do you think you go for a Moon Shard instead to just try and increase your ability to deal with stuff?
I would think that you would value Sunlight, assuming that he's a decent Rubik player, that you would get more value out of that. But oh, okay, he's making an item swap here. Fair enough.
Going for the MKB.
And now he'll queue up the... oh, yeah, that's true, I guess. His BKB, the time is wearing down so much that he really needs to deal with the... well, we'll see.
I think that it's also just like Luna has the butterfly now. He needs to be able to kill her in the fight. You can see Iceberg, MKB, Daedalus, Mjolnir, Hurricane Pike. Oh man, he is really doing quite a lot of damage.
It's crazy. Actually absurd how much damage you can build on this guy. He's just so elusive that BKB really is, it's like more than enough defensiveness for this hero. You get the Hurricane Pike, just ups your mobility even more than that one moment you actually get caught and you can't get a Savage Roar off, you just BKB. And, you know, he just firing creeps up there, one shot in them.
This tower is just gone. Just like that. They swap him back in, pops the BKB, they run away, they're on top of Van score. Might be something. Scandal could look to chase this a bit further if they wanted. Gotta be careful though, the BKB is already down, so well, scary stuff, but they find one.
And oh, he was holding the gem.
Okay. Is there anybody else that has it on Team Spirit right now? No, there isn't another gem, so... LQ managed to take the gem back as well as take down the Earth Spirit.
Yeah, it's actually pretty important for them. The fact that obviously they've been closed in pretty hard here. They don't have any shrines around the map. They don't have a mid-rax, so the vision is well reduced on their side. So there's our Agnum Scepter now, and they looks like they're gonna give it to Lolk anyway.
Huh.
Just value that damage.
All right.
Not the biggest deal that you went that much gold anyway. Like, it's been helping Lolk so far. And that's a lot of pressure. You're basically saying, okay, Enchantress, we believe in you. You are the one that can actually kill this damn lone druid. You're the one that can try and stop the slow siege they could go for. And when you look at the range, it does make quite a bit of sense. Be able to handle lone druid even from the low ground. And
Quite
maybe it's
strong.
just Sunlight, like not enough spammable spells to steal this game. Might not feel like there's that much value, which there really isn't. There's no like Sand King. There's not really any fantastic stuns. You can't really make the most out of Earth Spirit's abilities. I can understand why they're not really opting into it. I mean, really, what is there to steal now that I actually look? It would be pretty bad.
Like Eclipse, Hookshot are big things.
Yeah, you basically like try and be Clockwork. You would just try and get all of his spells, which is pretty impossible in a team fight.
Holy Persuasion could be pretty good if he's able to take it again, pick up Ancient Creeps. But that's also something where it's not exactly in a team fight. You need to be able to get it right then. Oh, here we go. Pressure on the high ground as it's going to commence. Scandal is there, but the damage already dealing a lot there. Managed to catch Iceberg before he gets his BKB off. There's the vacuum wall. A ton of damage being dealt out, and Iceberg dropping low. He is going to die. Meanwhile, BZZ also taking the damage from Scandal. He's gone. Rubik still eclipsed. This is going to be an Aghanim Scepter eclipse. Vanscore is going to drop. It looks like Foamless is going to drop. BZZ is well dead. The barracks die, but so does all of Team Spirit. What a swap right there into the immediate lift by the Rubik. Sunlight making it work.
5-man wipe, but they do get the racks. But yeah, that was a 6 steal. You say like there really is only a couple things.
Hello? Did you?
I had to sneeze. Apologies.
Okay, no problem.
I died because his plays were so god tier from Sunlight. So. Well done. They lose the racks though, which just means one left up against Lone Druid and Luna is super scary. I don't want to undersell it.
I said it was an Aghanim Scepter Eclipse. My bad. That was not an Aghanim Scepter Eclipse. I thought that they gave it to him still. I'm losing my shit, people.
I don't blame you. Oh, that was a pretty sweet fight.
Radiant's middle tower.
Yeah, they fire their way back mid, really trying to get a buyback here. Maybe they can. I don't know. Oh, fear later.
I don't know. This is looking quite strong. I mean, if they can get a buyback at the very least, they're not going to happen.
4 heroes is about 3 too many, I would say.
You want to believe, but it looks like they're going to be able to hold. Iceberg's still a terrifying monster of a hero. Can they get a swap back? Oh. So they need one more of those, right?
Yeah, well, so do Team Spirit, because one more of those means they get megas.
Fair enough.
But at the very least, they took that tower down. Now the shrines are available here. Scandal, he has the buyback coming back in 35 seconds. And he's also working his way up to buyback and an Aghanim Scepter. Currently 2166 on the surplus. See if he can hand off a secondary one here. Is that a bear? A little chunk of gold. Nice. Who gets that? Lawlick does.
No bear for 45. And they are going to have Eclipse back off cooldown for Rubik again in a second here.
Be a decent time to try a smoke play. You need a lot of stun to make it work, though. Just because the BKB will get popped from either BZZ or Iceberg, assuming those are the targets they would love to go on.
Well, and now we're getting close to the Octarine for Clockwork. I'm sort of wondering at this point, like right now for Team Spirit, is it just like bum rush the bottom lane time? Like, is Mega Creeps just basically a win at this stage?
Not necessarily, but you know, 90% chance, I would say. Probably even higher than that, actually. It's probably even more so in a game like this, just because your other carry is still Avenge.
Right.
It'd be pretty over. There's a lot of effort down here for a good reason from Scandal. It's fully pushed out, but even top lane's just coming in. They can't just smoke out right now, which is really frustrating. And so Team Spirit will just fully abuse the map. Really no rush for them. As long as they see a single hero, they can feel relatively safe. As long as it's not just like Sunlight in the mid lane or something like that. And this is probably the best chance to smoke. Just gonna walk though. Maybe they don't have any smokes left. Hard to tell. Blow your brain. Double force staff. Rooted. Oh my god.
What? Oh, blow your brain.
Wow. So there was definitely a
right now.
double force staff wave swap play coming out right there. But Bear says no.
When a Chen gets an AC, that's how you know your game is going well.
Yeah, I would say that's okay. The counter AC coming out from your position 4 or 5. Who even knows this game? I guess he's 4 with how much farm Vanscore's been getting.
You can see though a lot of respect still being paid by Team Secret right now to LQ. They don't want to end up throwing away any more advantage possible. But now, bottom lane gonna get pressed in, and a giant Luna is built towards a Bloodthorn. Gonna be leading the charge. No Aegis this time, but still a long ways away for that's gonna come up.
Yeah, quite a bit of backup now too. A lot of that damage that's been pumping into him has been the physical from the Alchemist as well as the Venge. And so this AC will make quite a big difference. Still, though, no pipe, it looks like. It is being worked on here by Vanscore, so that Mjolnir is still doing quite a bit of work from Blow Your Brain.
Oh, God, they got to find an answer to this real quick, because your tower's dropping low. They swap back out Iceberg. They do get another lift onto him, and starting to bring him low. Hand of God comes out. He is going to end up dropping. So they managed to find that one kill at the very least. Tower's still standing, and FNG also in trouble. A good stun comes out right at the end there. Do they have eyes on FNG? They are going to be able to run him down. They're looking for more over here. Funnick trying to chase, but it's like they are going to be able to run down FNG. So another press up to the high ground, pressured back by LQ.
Scandal has another Aghanims now, and he's going to have to give it over to Blow Your Brain because Rubik bought a point booster. So now we'll get our Vengeax. Pretty strong, and yeah, another sick hold. Power even living. And Roche. Oh, Funnick, just stay. Oh my god.
Oh my god, did he not spot that?
Find it. Oh, he got it. What are the chances?
There it is.
So they should be. Well,
Scandal though. Bottom lane. The rest of the team is right over here. Can they kill him? Oh, hook shot in. All right, they get the stun, they get the silence, they get the damage out, and Scandal drop down.
Thought that was an illusion. I wasn't watching, but I wonder if that was the play that was just made.
Oh. It was kind of tough to tell. That must have been what they imagined there. And he has to buy back immediately.
What have we here?
So much for the feel-good times. So one more kill on a Scandal, and that is a very likely game, although they haven't done a very nice job of getting Iceberg in all these fights.
Can tell right now yeah, it's kind of weird. You would expect to be able to get it off, but 5-second BKB, maybe a little bit afraid of getting caught at that position. Whatever the case, the status quo remains. Just this tower left, and you can keep sending illusions at it. There's not a whole lot they can do to stop it. Did Rubik really have to buy his own eggs?
Yeah, man.
What the hell?
They've had a falling out or something. I'm not sure. Oh, this will open up the final one for Funnick. Get that bonus damage on the Luna. Actually pretty sick this game.
Quite good. So, Hand of God is there. So, still on cooldown for the moment. They take down the tower. This is where things get really scary. Iceberg hidden the low ground. And they swap back out Iceberg. All right, BKB down. Blow Your Brain needs to escape from this one. He is dropping low. The hook shot is going to contain. They find that kill, but Aghanim Scepter's still doing stuff. They get the stun off onto one. The barracks are dropping so low, so quickly. BZZ just hitting away, and well, there's the Eclipse coming out from the Rubik. This time it is an Axe. Oh, the sendback's going to keep him alive, though. Iceberg maybe finally going to be controlled and killed off here. A Savage Roar means he's going to escape. Oh, no. Look at this guy. He's too quick. Bollock trying to chase down FNG, and they will be able to find that kill at the very least, but that is a tough one to swallow as Gem on the ground and only the melee survives. Those 2 buybacks from LQ.
One step at a time. Slowly close out this bleeding game. But they're still living. LQ, yeah, it's costing buybacks, but the game's still on. Still looking for that last bit of hope. Still in Aegis to potentially steal away here as the dire side. Game is hard. We do have another Aghanim Scepter available, so Funnick should get stacked up here. Bottom lane, they're going for a TP play here. Double bots used on top of DK Phobos, and a quick pick nicely done onto Funnick, and that is no buyback on the big man himself.
Impressive stuff, and that really hurts now. Your LQ.
Well, you know, sometimes when you have 37,000 net worth, you can afford Moonshard and double bots on your Lone Druid.
Oh my god. Iceberg is a madman. So he just passively is running at 531 now. That's a thing.
Kind of ridiculous that he's been the one dying this whole time too, and he's still so farmed. And you know, 50-second respawn is the most ridiculous talent in the entire game without question. I can't believe that's not a balance
on a core. Yeah.
I actually think it's the worst one in the whole game. I can't even think of one. Like, as in worse as in just ridiculous.
Oh, well, Scandal now is going to get jumped upon, and BKB Pop turns, tries to take down those cogs. He's going to get force-staffed out, but now the chase is going to continue. He is just gone. Iceberg is melting these heroes. They're all his for taking. Another kill going back that direction. Sunlight drops. Everybody's dead, and GG gets called. Iceberg takes no prisoners. Triple kill for him.
Out up here by Team Spirit, very nicely done. Let's see why we didn't get more Dota today, but I gotta say, game 2 was a lot better than game 1. LQ had a couple of bright moments between both games, honestly. I think the squad definitely has potential. Both these teams just really starting to get the ball rolling here. All, I'm sure, with the focus onto Kiev, into that CIS qualifier.
Vada actually managed to get a decent hold there onto 2, but they're just going to chase down the Spartan on the side and give up the other 4 at Finem on full retreat.
He self-heals as the Reaper went on him, it looked like.
Oh no, they got him.
They caught another.
Skylark. Oh, he's still going to be going down. Yeah, I don't know what that was. Maybe...
It was his own Yule, so it must have been passed like at the exact same time as each other, because, I mean, Reaper stuns you, so theoretically you shouldn't be able to be Reapered and also Yules at the same time.
Yeah, I'm not sure what exactly that was, because he wasn't going to die either way to Reaper's Scythe, but
yeah,
it did seem like he walked away with less damage than should have happened.
That was a bit odd. I don't, again, like you say, I think it made too much of a difference. Bears set themselves up to take a decent chunk of map control here. There's no Roshan to kind of claim for it, but there is a Necroforce pushed up pretty deep on this bottom lane.
He's trying to finish up his Scythe of Ice here, but is not going to have a chance to get it, it seems like, as he pops his Ghost Shroud, but the magic damage comes to play. Ad Finem now trying to get maybe next time out of here. Thug, he shows himself, tries to deliver some damage done, managed to get off the ultimate. That bot actually dies. The Ice Path goes down, catching maybe next time, but it doesn't do anything. They actually collect a gem from that too. Thug, he force stabs forward.
Give him the bloodlust.
To shrapnel Adam. They might just be able to get him as well. A big Daedalus shot brings him low, but Adam does get a force staff and TP's out. Firo is threatening the top lane, so they've got to head back, try and help Skylark deal with this aggressive split push from the Lone Druid.
They tried to go chasing, but no chasing in a Savage Roar. But wow, that play. I mean, it feels like Ad Finem, they lose one, and then they're at their strongest when they're like down a man and they're baiting Bears in. It's like they give Bears this false sense of confidence. The same thing as bottom lane where Post died, and then Bears chase, thinking, okay, we've got this Ember Spirit, we've got this great chasing potential between Slaughter, Ember, Nyx Assassin. They've got Blinks, Force Sass everywhere, but as soon as they run into that Ricky Smoke Cloud of snipers there with a BKB just right-click damage. These heroes are just melting to it. And that was without
Bear
a
down.
Bloodlust too. He didn't get Bloodlust until afterwards.
What I was just talking about this the other day. It seems like Thug has really transformed as a player. Back when he was on, he was a stand-in for Ad Finem, and he was just like one-dimensional Lina spammer. And now, he is oftentimes the one holding the team together. As we've seen some of these team fights, he's managed to single-handedly turn things around with a hero that is not in the past been thought to be in his repertoire, but he has definitely expanded that hero pool.
I think it was a big part of Ad Finem's breakout. Like, Boston was not just like that there was this team who'd been consistently sticking together and playing as a team. It was also that players were suddenly like playing like star players. Like Thug has become one of those star mid players, same from Matter and the carry role. And these are players who have, as you kind of mentioned, they've diversified their hero pool. I think they just straight up playing better. They've had that LAN experience. I mean, this is a team who's gone to a couple different LANs, caused an upset here or there back in like the London Conspiracy days. Maybe just finished last place a few times, but getting that LAN experience has made Thug, Madara, and the whole rest of the team just stronger players, and we're seeing it time and time again.
There's the full-out Mjolnir now for the sniper in level 25, quickly approaching. So this backline damage dealer with the scythe completed, and actually that Mjolnir active, that static charge placed on the Necrophos is going to make things a lot harder too. Brev, the smoke pops. The Vendetta blinks away. Managed to get a two-man stun there from Yapzor on the retreat. They're going to turn and try and get some range damage onto Madara, but a vacuum threatens their life. So BKB's turns, and a Ghost Shroud pop from Madara means that it's not going to be enough for them to be able to get that one kill on the side of Bears. Ad Finem don't really get the smoke initiation they wanted, but considering how Yapzor started that whole entire team fight with the two-man stun, I'm sure Ad Finem not going to be grumbling. Oh God, that hurt. Jesus, that mana burn from Forever. Bringing Madara quite low. They do manage to get a Savage War. Spartan's going to be bounced back, but there's the vacuum combination from May. Next time they manage to smoke screen on top of that, but it isn't going to be enough. Yapzor, he gets off the Yule Scepter. Shrapnel down a little bit more. Assassinate and blink. No, he couldn't get it. He couldn't get the blink out. Now multicast on Afada. Is he dead too? A stun on the Thug is going to prevent all that damage.
They've only taken the Slaughter down. They can be careful.
Hugs on the front lines here. They need to get him back to where he belongs. Madara's coming back in as well, looks like off of a fresh shield.
That one blink mana burn that did all that damage prevented Madara from having enough mana to use his ulti.
Uh-oh, Firo
blinks in with a
top of the Scythe device. Can they get the damage for Reaper's Scythe combination? Doesn't look like it. Nice interruption there from Forev. Nice two-man stun into a triple remnant. Fada gets the damage out onto Thug to finish him off. Spartan goes down as well. That's Gem on the deck. Skylark tries to TP away into the trees. Nicely played by the two of them. Actually managing to make an escape and preventing total disaster for Ad Finem. But it's still Bears coming out big time on top.
Yeah, the initiation advantage. We're just seeing Ad Finem. They don't have that clear fight starter. I mean, they're trying to turn the Necrophos into it with the Blink Hex, but anytime he blinks in aggressively, he's immediately getting caught. Like, if he goes on a Slaughter, it's Nyx blink stunning. If he goes on the Nyx, Slaughter comes in, stuns him, and then stun into an Ice Path, into a Searing Chains. There's so much chain disable on the Bears side. It's not really easy for Ad Finem to start these fights off, and that's where they're really getting beat right now. Bears are just able to kite them around using all this control and lockdown of theirs and make it very difficult for Ad Finem to secure kills. And the shorter and shorter this sniper's BKB gets, the harder these fights are going to get for Ad Finem.
You've got the infinite Searing Chains disable now.
Oh boy.
5 second duration, 5.1 second cooldown. Ad Finem. That is one of the big dangers of this later game. Spirits, kind of like the Quap, where you hit really hard for that first 20 minutes, and then you're gonna have this little weak point around level 20. But once you get to 25, things game just changes.
And now he's got the Blade Mail as well. He picks up, so he can replace that out with his bottle. I imagine. There we go. And be an absolute monster in the fights. It is a build that can like fall off if this game drags too much longer. You've got that constant lockdown, but as far as your damage output goes, you're not gonna you're never gonna be able to kind of transition back into like a physical damage Ember Spirit. You're entirely trying to abuse your mobility and the constant from the Searing Chains to dish out damage. So it is hard to kind of transition beyond this, but this is where Bears have reached like a good peak of theirs. Level 25 also on Lone Druid. They've got the Aegis at this time. Shorter cooldown on Savage Roar. They're going to just start using Savage Roar as like a disable effectively, where you just throw a Savage Roar from your Bear and the Lone Druid himself is just right-clicking those heroes. So very, very hard for Adfinem to engage in now.
Other thing is that I think the Blade Mail build on Ember Spirit is a lot weaker against Prophosins is because that 40%, that 25% spell steal off of Blade Mail, and then the Blade Mail itself, it doesn't do anything against Reaper Scythe if it's actually a fatal blow.
Yep. It'll help a lot against the Sniper, which is I think where he's been having a lot of the problems. I mean, we've seen snipers and Blade Mails a few times before, so that's going to be where Sniper has to be careful. He can't rely on that BKB anymore for survivability when he's hitting the Ember Spirit.
Hit him, Shard Golems. Show him what for. Shard Golems trying to take down that last shrine. The rest of Bears will come in as a 5-man crew. That'll be the last outer structure for Adfinem.
Clean water.
You know, it's a good Ember game when you're going around as an Ember with like no defensive item. There's no Lincolns, no Manta, no BKB. Like that's really a sign that this game has treated you well. He's died 7 times to be fair, but I mean it's a game where he hasn't felt pressured to get those items.
Thug being escorted by Skylark and maybe next time right now in this push in the top lane, but Bears are closing in and closing in fast too. They've got Fada who's going to rebound the push a little bit. They do have the smoke screen. Maybe they can jump on Fada first. Fada is already being jumped on with a smoke screen a little bit more, but Thug, he's going to be jumped on by Yapsor and Forev in the back lines and quickly brought down. Skylark can't do anything to save him here. Looks like he managed to get a vacuum wall onto 4, but there's no damage to really back it up, so Skylark still goes down and maybe next time tries to make his escape deeper into the trees away from the gem. Fada, who's the one who got jumped on. Yapster is still trying to catch him. Where's Gem? There's Forev. Oh, they didn't quite have it. So close, but successful TP out from MNT.
And they still hold on to the Aegis. It's now a Butterfly to go with the Aegis. Imagine we'll see perhaps a first attempt on a high ground push coming out from Bears. They've kind of reached that critical mass of items now, it feels like. With the Aegis, the Lone Druid push, they've still got a decent minute or so on it. They can at least force a Sniper buyback out here, it seems. And Nyx is probably, he's going to buy Boots of Travel, so we'll slow down the Aghanim Scepter, but it means they can at least apply some pressure right now while the Sniper Ducks are dead. Perhaps even take a lane of Rax here, given that they've got the Aegis still. Sniper buyback may not be enough to defend.
Yapsor managed to get a jump here onto Spartan. Spartan in some big time trouble because the amplified damage and all those shots coming in from Firo, but miss percentage and a shrine will help Spartan out, though he's still in trouble. Managed to get caught by a long range stun coming out. They'll finish him off from range. Maybe next time he's going to be next one up, comboed up with the Ice Path, held in place. It looks like they wanted to be able to keep the Sniper's buyback in place, but losing their 2 supports, it means this next fight is still going to be 3 versus 5.
Yeah, no Bloodlust for the Sniper, just no Ricky Period against the Ember Spirit. You really need that Smoke Cloud against the Bear. You want that Smoke Cloud. There's no MKB in play, but this defense is going to be very difficult now.
Fada jumps in, tries to go for Fada first. The Ice Path goes out. Reaper's Scythe, it's not quite enough. Brings him down low, but he's still able to fight it out as he turns on him. Rough finish him off. BKB buyback being used. BKB now down from Thug. He's going to have to play careful around that Blade Mail. Assassinate still on point, but isn't enough to finish off Fada.
Close, but no cigar. That is unfortunate for Thug. He will head his way back to the fountain. They get the 1 top lane of Rax. They use an Aegis for it, but that's more than acceptable. They may actually just look to go for a killing blow here. If they've got some kind of a smoke, they could just get aggressive again, but it's Adfinem who really have their work cut out for them here. They need to get that big team fight off of the Dark CIS. And this is where they're going to be perhaps at their strongest as a team, which is defending high ground. It much more likely sets them up to get a good vacuum wall off, ideally a vacuum into a smoke screen, but we're just not really seeing them able to get to the backlines. This Lone Druid is completely undealt with in fight. Sorry for the Ember Spirit, who now has a Lincoln, so you can't even blink Hex him. And this is going to be very, very tough. Too much from here on out for Adfinem.
Checking if there are any defensive wards around. Forev spotting anything, and Finem are completely in the dark now, trapped inside their base, able to farm whatever comes to them, and awaiting the inevitable push of Bears. Will it come before the next Aegis, though? Do you think Bears, should they play it safe? Should they just wait for next Roshan?
I like where they're positioned now, just basically camp around this plateau or around the dire secret shop, prevent them from leaving their base, and then presents itself, take the pick off, and then force high ground. But without a pick off, I think going just brute forcing a high ground is not exactly a good way to approach a fight. Adfinem could get a smoke wraparound on you, so keep Adfinem in their base, and then if they don't come out, give you any pick offs, that's where you say, okay, we'll just wait for the next Roshan, which will be in the next minute and a half to 4 or 5 minutes. Sniper is working on a rapier, so he's queued it up, and I think it's really the only thing that could turn this game around. It's going to be a very tough ask for Adfinem, and this is the kind of play they need to make at this point.
The ultimate crescendo of this game would be seeing another Divine Rapier Blade Mail. How that turns out again. Is already have enough return firepower, it seems, to be able to deal with the Sniper if they can actually take away some of those supports. MKB actually now. Bug changes his mind about the Divine. Doesn't go all in for that one. Still significant damage upgrade, and maybe more importantly, it comes in now, where the Divine Rapier may have been a bit too late.
It does come at the cost of his buyback, but we're kind of at that point where if you're buying back to hold, even if you, let's say, lose a lane of racks but not get megged, like you're slowly losing the game, so you really need to go all out with your items. This will help a bit against the Butterfly and also the Solar Crest on Jakiro. Jakiro as a support's managed to pick, I mean, everyone as a support or core on the Radiant side has items as a result of the Raxes, the team fights being won. Jakiro's got Force Pipe and Solar Crest. The Slaughter's got items with the Force Staff, the BKB and the Yules, so there's items across the board you've got to worry about, and Finem trying to make a move to catch Firo by surprise.
They're going to catch Firo. They get the Reaper Scythe, but the BKB goes down first. So even if he dies here, he won't have that extra time. Nice double force staff forward and a critical Daedalus shot to be able to finish off Firo.
If they'd gotten that Reaper kill, he did not have buyback there, and it would have been an extra 30 seconds that he was dead. Even so, they've still got 35 seconds to play around and push forward, but Creep Wave's pretty far back, and I think that'll almost put Adfinem off. Like, look, he's back so soon. We've only really got one Creep Wave to push with. And they were hoping and praying. Oh, that would have been like the one nice thing that could have gone their way, but instead they just have to take their pick off, back off, and I got to imagine that's probably their last smoke for. Oh, they've actually got another smoke, it looks like, so potential to contest Roshan or make another play, but they really need to find some way back into this game.
Wait, do they, or is it just the shop telling you there's still smokes?
It might just be the shop telling me.
Yeah, the shop doesn't tell smoke charges right now. For whatever reason, they took that away from us. So,
it's not like that's useful information for viewers or casters or anyone.
It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Who knows? Yeah, it's just potentially game-changing item. Yeah, but we'll see. I guess if we'll have to keep our eyes peeled on that right-hand side, see if Adfinem buy a smoke anytime soon. Because
I'm sure if they had one, I was like surprised when I saw it said like a 1 buy it, and I'm like, what is this? That's the 1 second cooldown on device. I guess I saw, but yeah. Roche, longest possible respawn. I guess that's breathing room for Adfinem. These lanes pushed out while Bears are kind of hovered around that Roche pit for the most part. Ember, though, is split pushing again. He's bottom lane with level 2 bots now, so he can TP on the heroes. He never really had problems TPing in because of the Spirit Bear, though, but this makes it even easier and more of a guarantee.
Oh, man, I thought they were going to lay a trap for that Ember Spirit Remnant when maybe next time spotted that out.
With the smoke cloud.
Maybe they'd set up on that one, but maybe for the best, because Bears did provide reinforcements pretty quickly around that area. Madara jumps straight into all these heroes. Oh no, he's gonna get bursted down so quickly. He loses his life, no buyback there. Skylark is not finding an initiation at all. Gets off a wall onto Firo, but that's all he can do, and they've already lost their sniper too. This looks to be the end of Adfinem, as they're gonna have to fight this out 4 versus 5, maybe even 3 versus 5, as Skylark's gonna be hit. Amplified damage up with the buyback of the sniper. They will bounce away. They got maybe next time, but they just want to be able to secure Roshan first. They know it has to be coming up quite soon, so they still have time to be able to take this, even at the latest respawn, take the Aegis and go high ground while Necrophos is still down.
Yeah, I wonder if they know the exact timer of Necro's buyback, because it is still down for 50 more seconds. Depending on when he died, if it was in the middle of a chaotic fight, they may just be thinking it's back up by now, so they don't want to risk a high ground push, because I think they could have got another lane of racks there, but by going for Roshan, they do give Necro time to respawn here. Actually, no, they're going down mid. Yeah,
They've changed their minds. They're going high ground. So maybe somebody should check the chat log, figured something out. And
yeah, if you see that 30 seconds with no Necro, 20 seconds now, that's still enough to get perhaps one lane of racks.
To be initiated on. Combo stunned up. Remnants around, but good for Staff. Managed to get him away. Still runs through the ice path. Shrine. Somebody save him. He's good.
Dire's middle tower.
Oh, Necro has buyback. 4 seconds.
Middle tower has fallen.
They still have some time to be able to work around here. They're going to go for the melee racks. Buyback is now up for the Necrophos. Nice initiation from Finem. Managed to get Thug in the back lines. Comboed up with the ice path. They brought him down. 2 minutes down. Madara needs to desperately find a big kill here with the Reaper Sight, but he just can't do it. He's down. Ad Finem get taken out by Bears in their big debut. 2-0.
It was a impressive couple of games. Bears, I mean, they're playing really well as a team. They're coming back from like a disadvantageous laning stage a couple games in a row. In this game, like they played their advantage well. They kept putting Ad Finem kind of in a position where they didn't have good vision. They weren't able to find initiation. I think a lot of this game, once it got to a mid game where Bears were slightly ahead, it's very tough for Ad Finem to play because they don't have any good catch. So going for, like you smoke up, it's really hard to find pickoffs. They're entirely relying on Necro to blink in to start a fight, and Necro blinking into these heroes is such a danger. Without a BKB, you get destroyed by the Nyx Assassin, by a Slaughter Blink Crush to set up an Ice Path. The Mana Burn was doing a ridiculous amount of damage. It's a very tough game for Madara to play the Necrophos, and I think they drafted very well around that core Necro because it really felt like there wasn't a whole lot Necro was able to do this game. The Sniper had some moments where he really shined, but